Villanueva with the West San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, and we are here with a very special guest. But first, I wanted to let you know we are at Cafecionado this morning. They have some amazing treats and drinks. I have, excuse me, I have a very special mocha that they made for me. Charles, you went for the coffee, right?
Just went for the
straight coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to come and visit Patricia and her fantastic team. They've got great specials. I love it. Okay, so, and they're right close by downtown, only about 7 or 8 minutes. So it's easy to get to. This is a great venue. They also have a backyard where you can host events. So thank you to Patricia for your patronage and allowing us to be here.
Thank you.
So moving on, Charles, thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here.
And South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency.
Yes, a mouthful.
Yes, it's a mouthful. Please tell our audience who you are with the SCTRCA.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I am glad to take on this invite. I am Charles Johnson. I am the Executive Director for the South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency.
You've had a lot of practice saying that.
Yes. Over since 2003.
Wow, congratulations.
That I've been a part of this agency. Started out as pretty much marketing, business development. So
yes.
I've had many years to have that down pat, the South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency.
Fantastic. So I know that you do quite a bit there in the office.
Yes.
And there's a lot to get to, a lot of great information. But you're out there really going to those big businesses, talking to folks, getting people interested in the agency. Tell me why you do that.
Well, it's important, number one, as a business owner, myself, and I think me getting out in the community is really just to let people know and the awareness of certification and what certification has the ability to do for their business, especially even for a startup or expanding, or even someone that's been in business for quite some time and have really never experienced or tried the certification aspect.
Right.
So my job is to get out in the community and have a footprint of certification, what it does, its benefits, and basically how it helps all sorts of businesses. So it's not one particular type of business that favors over the other.
Any industry.
Any industry.
And I know you handed me this card that we're going to share the information on it. Veronica is going to add this information online. But you could actually file all your paperwork online.
Yes.
Easily.
So we finally have gotten to the online application.
I love it.
So after 21 years, we're now online. So no more downloads, no more printouts, and no more chicken scratch.
Yes.
You can now put this fillable into the computer and upload all your documents in the comfort of your own home.
Absolutely. And that's something that we were talking about earlier that I need to do with the business that I have with my husband.
Yes.
So maybe over the holidays, I will be online filling that out.
Fantastic.
Because a lot of us, I know that a lot of business owners always say, gosh, I've got so much to do. There's so much going on. But we know how important it is. And the resources that come from this, from getting the certification, no matter if you're a baker on the west side or if you're a contractor that serves the entire Bexar County area, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And I think that's probably one of the myths that circulates in the community, is that you have to be in a certain industry that certification works best for. I will tell you, we have from engineers to caterers to construction workers to realtors.
Yes.
So the list is long.
That's amazing.
So I encourage all of the listeners and viewers to take advantage of this opportunity, because one of the things I like to say is that it's a lot of money left on the table, and it doesn't take you from doing what you've been doing for the first 2 years of your business to the 20 years of being in business.
Right.
It has the ability to just be another cash flow and a revenue stream for your business.
Absolutely. People are there are organizations, there are general contractors, there are businesses looking for small minority women-owned, veteran-owned, and what have you.
Yes.
And that's your list.
That is our list. So we house a database for over 3,000 certified vendors here locally and abroad. And a lot of these bid solicitations and RFPs that go out have goals set to them. And so they 10%, 18%, whatever those goals are, they're looking for small minority women, veteran-owned businesses, or DBE firms, as well as ACDBE, which is our federal program. And so when those goals are attached, they're looking for those individuals. So I would say to you and to the audience, will you be that one that they're looking for?
That's right. So remind our viewers, and then where does HUBZone fit in that?
So HUBZone is a federal program. Unfortunately, we do not certify HUBZone, but we do have a MOA with the state of Texas for hub, historically underutilized businesses. And that allows you to participate at the state level.
So we all need to know the differences, but anyone can get this information by calling your office or visiting, setting an appointment, and your staff will explain all of that.
We have a great staff, and they're here to help. Our website is SCTRCA.org, and you just go to our website, phone number 210-227-4722, and our staff will be able to walk you through. You come by our office. We like to have appointments, but if it's just a walk in, and we'll be more than happy to assist you.
So what happens? So I fill out all my paperwork, everything's been uploaded, then what happens?
So after you have submitted and you press the last button, it comes through us to our office, and our certification specialist will then review your documents to see if anything is missing. If nothing is missing, then they will go ahead and process it, and then through the processing, then you will receive a nice, beautiful certificate that says your business is now certified with the South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency. And you will have an approval letter that will also come with that. And then you will have a member entity list. And so what that member entity list will consist of all of our members as well as our corporate sponsors that you will need to then get registered on their database. So that's very important, because a lot of times people, they would start with the certification piece, but they never register into the databases from the city to the county via SAWS. And they wonder why their phone is not ringing, or they're not receiving any bid solicitations, and it's because they've not registered. So the registration piece, it's the holidays are coming. It's great homework.
Great homework.
So if it's cold out or if it's raining out, it allows them to just take advantage of that downtime.
Absolutely. And many of the businesses that participate with the West Chamber are family-owned businesses. So you always have a college student that's home that can figure that out for you, another relative that can sit with you and just kind of take you through the steps. So I love it. Now, tell me about your general outreach, kind of on your day-to-day. How do you get people interested in your database?
Sure. So what we do for our outreach, we are constantly, like this year, now that we're online, we have this kind of pilot, this new on tour. So the RCA is the SCTRCA is the headliner, and so what we do is we bring other guests along, and so those guests are singers, other artists, and that can consist of CPS Energy, the City of San Antonio, the San Antonio Water System, and so I usually couple it with at least with 3. And they all will share how to do business with themselves, and so that will be the draw to have more people come out. Outside of hearing what online and what certification is all about, you're then going to hear about how to do businesses with many of the local agencies.
Absolutely, because I know in a previous life, that's one of the things that I heard most often. It was very difficult to get into SAWS or CPS, to be a contractor, to get the paperwork done, and they ask you for your NAICS code, or they ask you for other things, and some of our small businesses don't understand what that is.
Sure. And so that's one of the things that we have a great resource partner, PTAC is our great resource partner, and so we work jointly together to help those businesses such as you just described, to ensure that if there's any information that they don't understand, they can be a client of PTAC, and PTAC will help walk them through. However, if they need immediate assistance, and they always welcome to come to our agency, and we can help them as much as possible without telling them how to put their business structure together, because
Absolutely.
we have to certify you, so it's a conflict of interest, so we can't
Right. Yes.
provide certain detail
Yes.
of the process since we're going to certify
It
you.
makes sense. So you know what you are. You know if you're a baker or if you're an electrician or a craftsman or just in general construction, no matter what that is. Can you just explain for our audience what those codes are and where they come from?
Sure. So you have the NAICS codes. It's the NAICS codes. And so those codes really describe the services of what you do as a business. And so that we can help you with, because sometimes people may have different categories of their business, and those NAICS codes kind of really pinpoint exactly what you do.
Yes.
And it's coupled with a dollar amount as well as employee size.
Yes.
And so it's very important for us to know that, because oftentimes people are not getting work because they describe themselves by their NAICS codes differently
Yes.
than what they do as a service or a product. And so it's important that those NAICS codes are correct, but we're here to help.
So that's some good extra homework.
Yes.
Is to read up on those codes to make sure, because it does drill down.
Yes, it does.
Really specifically.
Yes.
So that way, if you have a talent in another area, you can kind of tack that on. Now, I think I remember in some of the websites when you register with vendors or as a vendor, you can only submit one NAICS code or two, some of them up to 3.
We like to say you can submit as many NAICS codes as you like. However, we like to say, where do you receive 80% of your dollars from?
Makes sense.
Because we know that as a business owner, we're a lot of jack of all trades. However, it's certain specific NAICS codes that you receive 80% of your dollars from.
Yes.
And so we really want to keep it concise, so that way it makes it real easy for vendors or solicitations that fit your specific niche
Yes.
that you're getting the work.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And I know as we've talked to some of our businesses, we've said, so like you're saying, 80% you do this, and then in the next 3 years, what do you want to get experience in? And we
Right.
use that as kind of our second.
Right. So they can always expand. So if you
Yes.
have your primary, you can always expand to a secondary type of service that we like to use, like landscaping.
Yes.
And you may say, well, now I'm going to add pest control.
Yes.
And so that will be an extended NAICS code that you will just have for pest control. But they're all
Absolutely.
relative.
That's a great example. I know we have some of our electricians that they'll change out the lighting and your
Sure.
ceiling fans and what have you, but for the holidays, because sometimes the work is a little low this time of year,
Sure.
they're doing Christmas lights. They're
However
just
they
going to
can do it.
string up all the lights, and they know what they're doing.
Right.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Charles, for being here with us. And
Thank you for having me.
I'm hoping we can continue this relationship, and we're going to post some more information. We're going to share more about the SCTRCA, and hopefully we'll have maybe a class in the near future.
Let's do it. I'm excited about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you to everybody. Don't forget, this afternoon, our office is going to be open to the public, and we are going to host a class with Achieve New Heights, one of our wonderful coaches, Don Gleason. And come on over. Even if you come over a little early, you're welcome to come over as early as 4:30. We are going to have food, beverages, some great education. And I want to let you know that even though the conversation is geared towards sales tactics, it is so much deeper than that. Our conversations always go into other areas that can help your business and your staff grow. So please join us next time for our West SA Chamber pop-up. We'll see you then, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.